welcome to the episode of 5th December, an exceptionally hard day for traders. It was a good day, optimistic. FIIs bought today. In fact, if you see the gross purchase number of FIIs, 80,000 crore in just 4 days. This number is 30% of the entire month of November. So why am I saying it was a hard day? Especially when you see that Nifty is at a 1-month high. For the simple reason that when the Nifty was coming down, most retail was sitting out. They were not buying, fearing a bigger fall. Now Nifty is rising, there is FOMO, but most people have missed this part of the fall and early rise. It is very hard to convince yourself to buy at this level. The folks who bought in this particular zone, they are making money right now. And I talk about injections a lot. Today there was not one, but 2 injections, rather 3. Everything went up approximately around 12 o'clock. Then somewhere around 2:30, there was a fall, synchronized one across the board. And then suddenly there was a synchronized up move also. Think of the people who keep stop losses. In today's Nugget, I'll talk about why I'm preferring to give IT a miss in this particular bull run and most IB stocks. I talked about it briefly yesterday also. And if you look at the stocks that hit a 52-week high today, a lot of stocks are from these 2 sectors. The Tata pack was at the top today, TCS, Titan, Trent, and it is not usual to see that top 5 stocks are from the top of Nifty. Just HDFC is missing, but that is not far away. TCS, Infosys, Airtel, Reliance and ICICI Bank at the top. Next 50 was not that optimistic today, however. At the top, we had Zomato, Bosch, Motherson Sumi after a long time, JSW Energy and Varun Beverages. Next time Varun Beverages I see in the green at the top, I will probably sell it and try buying it tomorrow. My gut feel says this stock will be down tomorrow. No prizes for guessing the name of the tallest tower today, that was IT. Oil and gas actually was mostly Reliance. And the top tier gets crazier every day. Now we have natural gas utilities at the top. Aerospace and defense continues to rise, number 2 now. Diversified industrial suddenly is out of the bottom. We have food and tobacco here. Now let me take you through the craziness of Nifty today. This kind of up move and down move is not unusual these days. The trading range 520 points, that is the distance between the top and bottom. 2.16% is big, but again we will take it. But Nifty was up 1% only. So what is the crazy part? From 500 to literally 300, a 200 point fall. That was till 12 o'clock. Then we went up. This was a 300 point up move, consolidated. Then we went to literally 24,900, another 300 point up move. Then we fell to 24,500. That's a 400 point fall. Then we went to 700. This is a 200 point up move. These are really big numbers, big movements. And this is index. And to make this happen, look at the volumes of the heavyweights today. Everything above 100% literally. So this greenery is good, but it makes investors and traders very nervous. Now in Bank Nifty, IndusInd continues to be in red, but there is greenery at the top now, Bank Nifty, and the next 4 stocks are green. People continue to trust the big names. Private sector banks did better than public sector banks today. Overall 0.6% for the bunch. The top 4 stocks were green. Look at the volumes across the pack. Most stocks had high volumes. Here also the synchronization was there, both up and down. Public sector banks, similar patterns, only SBI and Indian Bank are green. Investing pack, there were 2 names today that stood out. My favorite stock, BSC and CDSL. 13.6% for the exchange. Look at BSC, continuous up, made highs whole day. Fantastic volumes. This has to be some mutual fund or some FII doing huge buying in BSC. This cannot be retail interest. The rockets were there across the pack today. And in the Nugget section today, I'll talk about why actually I am giving this sector a miss. Not the entire one, but select stocks. And most of them, which I'm missing right now, they hit new highs today. Insurance, perhaps people are getting nervous ahead of the GST meeting notes, whether the GST will be reduced or not, especially for the stocks they are holding, because there is a life insurance category and there is a general insurance category. Look at the number of highs today. I was talking about 5 or 6 yesterday. 9 stocks in this list hit a fresh high. This bunch was up 2.2% collectively. Big gains across the sector. Look at the volumes. Auto had a lot better day today. The top 4 stocks, they were in the green. Apollo Tires continued to go up. Balakrishna continued to correct. But ancillary also was looking good. Defense was a mixed bag, but the bigger companies were up. That is why the sector was up. Zen Technologies continues to go up. That is the green stock along with BEL in this pack. Cochin Shipyard and GRSC are the only red companies left. I mentioned yesterday about my interest in Hindustan Zinc. I realized later that actually I have some quantity of it in the portfolio already. Besides Hindustan Zinc, most of the sector was looking good today. Oil and gas, Reliance was up. BPCL, HPCL, minor upticks, but these also came towards the later part of the day after the injection. One stock that was up a lot today was Castrol, 6%, and I bought a little Castrol today. In the renewable pack today, it was the turn of Vari Energy that was up 4.3%, but it has fallen a lot. Needs to go up 32% to hit a new high. The volumes today were good. This is the only renewable stock in my portfolio still in losses. I am grinning while I speak about the sugar sector today. Triveni Engineering up 10% today. That's 11x volumes. And it has still some distance to go to hit the 52-week high. Edible consumption was looking better today. Only associated alcohol was down a bit, but that is after hitting a new high. The only sizable gain, however, was in Varun Beverages above the line whole day. Non-edible consumption, the bigger companies came back. HUL, Titan, Trent, they were all looking good. Even Gillette up 2%. Most of these companies have a lot of legroom on the upside to hit a new high, but the volumes are looking encouraging now. Tata Group looked fantastic today except Nelco. All companies were up and good volumes. Adani pack also, Adani Green was down, but rest of the pack was looking okay. But all stocks, including the large cap ones, they are far away from their 52-week highs. It's a beautiful dashboard today. There are only 2 reds here actually. DIs who sold. Bashar Hathaway, which does well when the market is red. These numbers which look red, gold and silver, they are actually better than yesterday. Gold 77,000, silver up a lot today. Yesterday it was I think around 89,000 or something, above 90,000 now. And I had to reduce the size of Bitcoin number because Bitcoin hit a new high, 1 lakh. In humor, I say this is something like a Y2K problem. The number was so big that I had not provisioned space for that. And while all this chaos is going on, OPEC has said that they will delay oil output hike. Usually production goes up when the prices are on a boil. This is good news for oil marketing companies. This week till now is all green. December is treating me kindly. Today I sold Indus Tower, very minor profit, but the strategy which I had for Vodafone and Indus Tower, that did not work. I sold BSC and I'll talk more about it in Nugget. The sad part is I sold it before it jumped a lot. If I had clung to it just for the spike's sake, I would have probably made 40,000 rupees more. That was the volume I was holding for Bombay Stock Exchange today. But again, as soon as I got the cash, I deployed it. I bought Gillette and I've talked about it, the FOMO part of it, DCW. This is one of the larger soda ash companies in India. I bought Castrol. And my second favorite stock besides BSC in the IB pack, Motilal Oswal. I might hold it slightly longer unless it goes up suddenly a lot. I might sell it in January. Nugget section, why I am missing the current bull run in IT and IB. IB is partial only because I still hold some stocks. This is Nifty's 1-year graph. Nifty peaked somewhere around September and beginning of October. Then it fell down. Lot of investors, their portfolios were deep red right now. 20-30% kind of losses. There is a bit of optimism in the air. Why? One, interest rates are scheduled to come down. Will it help you? No. Nothing will change in the country when interest rates go down. In fact, this will lead to higher inflation yet again. Most of the products you buy on credit cards, they are interest free. Have you not bought anything because of interest rates right now? In fact, banks will find it even harder after interest go down to raise money. People are not going to banks to keep money in FDs even at today's rates. Will you go there at 0.5%, 1% lesser? No. US, it is going to be bad news for India in the starting part when Mr. Trump joins, till both governments negotiate and come to common ground. There will definitely be talks of sanctions. This will not be good news for IT. And I'll talk more about IT when I come to that section. What else? Consumption. Are you consuming more than you were consuming 2 months back? How will the quarterly results look better? Government spending. Government is not spending. Government spending, whenever it happens, the effect of that is seen between 3 to 6 months from the actual spend being committed and the money being dispatched by the government. That tenders will need to go out, defense ministry will go through the presentations, multiple companies will bid for it. Budget is round the corner, 1.5 months to go, 2 months probably. So what is the optimism? Okay, FIAs are back. How many days of FI buying? 3 days. How many days did they sell? 38 days. What if they sell tomorrow? India interest rates expected to go down by 25 basis points. Already factored in. What if Mr. Governor decides not to do it and not go for an extension on 10th? What is the good news? What is the cheer? Let's come to IT. IT, there are two kind of companies. Product companies. For example, in US, you have Microsoft, you have Amazon, you have Nvidia. And then there are services company. For example, in US, you have Accenture, you have IBM. India, we have Infosys, we have Persistent, we have TCS. Somewhere in product companies, there are companies which are SaaS companies, software as a service. For example, Amazon. What is the equivalent of that in India? Zomato, InfoEdge, Swiggy, even Policy Bazaar. What is equivalent to other product companies in India? We have Oracle, which sells products, software products. Other companies, TCS, Infosys, HCL, Wipro, LTI Mindtree, Tech Mahindra, Persistent, LTTS, Mphasis, KPIT, Coforge, they are all IT services companies. What are US IT services companies doing right now? They are laying off people. Why? They don't see demand. What demand is Indian companies seeing? What is this optimism about? US is the largest producer for IT work in the world. Okay, we are saying that dollar is strengthening or rupee is weakening. That's already factored in. And that will benefit if the revenue remains same or goes up. If revenue dips 10%, what will you do with 1% extra margin? Who does Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft outsource to in Indian IT? They are opening their own ODCs or their own centers in India. They do outsource, but not much. In fact, whenever they downsize, and I've been in this industry since 1999. Whenever these companies have to downsize, they first reduce people from their vendor partners, companies from this list, because they can get them back anytime. This is the first list of calamity when there is downsizing in India in all the American companies. So I don't understand this cheer and the FOMO. I am staying out. I am happy to make money. Elsewhere, there are 300, 400 other companies that I like and I invest in 20, 30 of them. I'm happy to give this 15, 20 a miss. Let's come to IB. In IB, if you see, when you are selling stocks, buying stocks, futures and options, there are some companies which are involved in a what I call transactional model. If transactions are high in volume or size, they earn more. If volume and size go down, they will earn less because they earn in percentage and count. BSE, CDSL, CAMS, KFinTech, MCX and even IEX. Edelweiss, I'll move upwards. All other are what I called AMC or asset management companies. They manage your money and invest it in stock market, mutual funds, ETFs, etc., etc. They do a lot more. For example, they might underwrite an IPO. Now, if in general markets fall, the market cap will fall, the stock prices will go down. What will happen to the percentage commission? That will go down. All these companies have enjoyed good money because markets are going up, stock prices are going up. What happens when there is a flurry of IPOs? All these companies, CAMS, KFinTech, they enjoy. What happens when a lot of rights issue, bonus, dividend are given out? They all enjoy. We are at the height of it. We are at the peak of it. In fact, IPOs are going to die down now because we are at the peak of the bull run in some ways. Bull run may take a pause and continue. So all these companies soon will see lesser than previous quarter or year on year may take some time, but the result will not look that good. Specifically for BSE, NSE will list soon. Look at the P of BSC, 86, CDSL 72, CAMS, KFinTech, they are all getting expensive, 90s, 70s. If the revenue is going down or remaining static, how will you justify these P's? Eventually there will be a correction. And also the big one, FNO volumes expected to go down after all the curbs. Retail is expected to vanish to a large extent. The government itself says that FNO is not for retail. So where will all those investors go? Where will all that money go? People who are not able to manage their own money, who have made losses. Even I, after 1.5 decades or more than that, have started invested in mutual funds and in ETFs. These companies will benefit, the AMCs. That is why my money is moving from this section to this section. Now that does not mean these companies will start going down tomorrow. I don't want to take the risk at the bubble. Think of it like a mountain. You have go up, you realize there is more leg room up, you decide there is something more to go. Suddenly there is a cliff. And after the cliff, there is a vertical fall. I don't know whether we are here or here or here. But after some point, there is a downward fall. Let me remind you of what happened 1 month back. This sector was creating new highs every day. Remember? Consumption. Nestle, Varun Beverages, Britannia, Radico, Asian Paints, DMart, Page Industries. They used to create greens every day. Most of these companies are in red right now. Less than 2 months. Why can't this happen to IT? Why can't this happen to IB? Hope this section was useful. This is only for educational purpose. Take your own decisions. Thanks for watching and I will see you tomorrow.